Hey guys, it's time for another quick and dirty rotation guide video. This time I wanted to provide the basics of the condition Specter rotation. Condi Specter is really strong right now with one of the highest benchmarks, and the great thing is that it's actually fairly simple to get close to it. I changed the open a little bit here and ditched the weapon swaps compared to the benchmark. Weapon swaps on Specter can be timed so that we're making use of quick pockets on cooldown. That, however, requires you to track the initiative gained by yourself. In this iteration of it, we're just gonna trigger it by going into Shroud on cooldown. Specter relies on having allies around for maximum damage to the core 3 Venoms and the trait Dark Sentry. Both of these effects will apply buffs to allies that in turn apply conditions when they attack. These conditions count for your damage, meaning that you will deal substantially higher damage when you're not alone. Now for the opener of the rotation, you can precast 1000 Needles. The cooldown of 1000 Needles ticks down after the first cast, so you can leave that running in the background. Your Venoms get stripped when you enter combat, so make sure to not cast them before combat started for you. Open with 1000 Needles, use Dagger 3 once, then use 1000 Needles again and the 2 Venoms followed by Siphon. Then spam Dagger 3 until you run out of initiative, use 1000 Needles again and enter Shroud. The Shroud loop here is always the same. Start with Shroud 2, then use Shroud 4, a couple of auto attacks and then another Shroud 2. The short Shroud loops increases the consistency of the stacks of lead attacks, giving you higher damage. Sometimes your utility skills will come off cooldown just as you want to enter Shroud. If that happens, just go into Shroud a second later. Always try to use Siphon on cooldown and use all your initiative for Dagger 3 since it's the strongest weapon skill for damage. If you don't want to deal with the precasting of 1000 Needles and versus movement heavy bosses, you can also slot Devourer Venom. It is worth knowing that immobilizers will always apply poison through Panic Strike if you're wondering why using that is good here. For CC, use Basilisk Venom and Shroud 5. Basilisk Venom is one of the strongest CC skills in the game since it applies the breakbar damage for every ally. Shroud 5 also applies stability to you, which is a neat side effect. On top of that, you can put a pistol on the second weapon bar offhand and spam pistol 4 for more breakbar damage. Alright, that's it for today. I hope that this video was insightful for you and made you want to try Condition Specter. Feel free to like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. See you next time and happy Shroud spamming.